Part of my 18-step program is about words. Do you know all the teenage words that teenagers use today?
Not all of them, but some of them, yeah.
Like Gucci?
Yeah, Gucci, yeah.
Gucci, yeah. Or you're lit. You're
Lit,
lit.
yep,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
So, you know, if you went around all day and says, I'm really lit, yeah, you are amazing. No matter whether or not you think you're not amazing, we're all amazing. We have so many different layers. So, Big D, you grew up in New Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a tough life?
Not really. Could it not nothing to complain about, no.
Oh, that's good. Well, I went to the toughest high school in the United States. When we didn't like a teacher, they stabbed him to death.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I never had any problems whatsoever in school. Not only did I love school, I adored school. You know how many years I went to school?
No.
43 and a half years. That's how much I loved it.
Nice.
So I believe in education, but for those out there that have trouble educating themselves, educate yourself with powerful words. You've been to McDonald's before?
Yeah, a little while ago, yeah.
Okay. You know what's one of the most powerful words in McDonald's?
No.
Supersize.
Yes.
So I live a supersized life. And if you use that word often, your life can go supersize. Yeah. And so the 18-step program is about making a supersized life and freeing yourself from all this pain, all the drama. Big D, have you ever been addicted to anything?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. And how did you get over your addictions?
Acknowledging them, noticing it.
Okay.
Yeah, being
Okay.
aware.
Okay. Taking responsibility for, okay. See my mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Your mouth? Everything in your life is about what goes in and out of that orifice. That's what life is really about. The food you eat, what you drink, and the words that come out. So, one of the big statements that I want to teach your listeners out there is you are infinite worth. You are infinite worth. Yep. You are of infinite worth. The big problem with addictions is people lack self-esteem. Yeah. If a person has a lot of self-esteem, generally they're not going to become addicted in life with anything. So the majority of people that come into this world and who become addicted, there are three major life lessons. One is love. Second is financial lesson. If your wealth goes up and down like a roller coaster, it means you have a financial lesson. But the worst one is yet to come. Everybody thinks love is the worst. The worst is abandonment. So, you know who abandons people? Not just mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives. You know, the biggest is you abandon yourself because you don't put yourself number one. Yeah. Because this, were you taught to have humility when you were a kid?
No.
Good. You know why? Humility sucks. Do you know why it sucks? It makes people weak. In this world, can you imagine in the world that we're going through now being weak? It doesn't work. You have to be strong. You need to be a warrior. I'm a warrior in everything that I do. The hope of the future of humanity is teenagers. Do you have any children?
Not yet, no.
No. Okay. But from your work that you're doing, I'm sure you're going to end up being a great father.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The
And a
best.
great and the best.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I was a 10. You can be a 10. It's not hard. You know, when my parents were raising me, they didn't have access to a lot of wisdom. Now, because of the internet, you have access to a lot of wisdom. So, parents out there, if you're a terrible parent, there's no excuse because there's so many solutions out there. And the biggest solution, like with animals, do you like animals, Big D?
Absolutely.
Okay, there's no bad animals, there's bad owners. Yes, because animals are inherent loving. So I think to help your listeners before I go into the 18 steps is that if I teach them the kind of love that they need in their life. And when you parent in the future, there are three types of love. One is called cultural love. Cultural love is the love that you learn from your mother and father, your grandparents, your teachers, your religious peers, your the kids around you. It's cultural love. So it takes on a lot of different forms. As an example, some kids learn cultural love and they're slapped, and they think slapping them is a form of love. That's a form of cultural love. Then, as society has grown, then you have unconditional love. And you know why unconditional love sucks?
Why is that?
Because everybody puts their conditions.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like Big D, I'm going to love you if you do this, 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 this. Yeah. That can't be love, right? Yeah, it stinks. So the only love that Demetrius Brown wants to use in his life with his girlfriend, with his wife, with his mom, dad, children that he has in the future, and all you listeners out there, it's called divine love. Divine love. Has anybody ever talked to you about divine love?
Nah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, but
What's your take on it?
no, it's not my take. I didn't invent it. God invented divine love, but the problem is such a small percentage of people in the world utilize it in their lives. And they don't because
What is it? What is divine love?
divine love is a love, first of all, that is pure, and it's pure because when you express divine love, it has a much higher vibration. So let me give you an analogy. Cultural love can vibrate on a scale from 5 to 80. Unconditional love can vibrate from 81 to 200. Divine love vibrates between 800 and 1,000. So if you want to utilize love in your life, you surely are not going to utilize um, cultural love or unconditional love when you can have divine love. It has a different energy to it, and it's pure, and it has no limits. So I have lots of animals. So when I talk to them, I talk in divine love, and my animals respond. So when I'm in Mexico, my animals only understand Spanish. So I make my wife and everybody laugh because I use every so-called bad word in existence. And my animals are just licking me and wagging their tail, and they're happy as can be. It's because people were told something and they believe, the majority of people believe what somebody told them. When I was a little boy, 4 years old, I questioned everything and I didn't believe anything anybody told me. So, um, what's the word? Can we say certain words on the air or no?
Yeah, anywhere. Yeah.
Any word. Okay. The word fuck. You know, I wondered why all the rappers in the world were so successful wealth wise. My wife grew up in an orphanage, Catholic, by nuns. So those words, you didn't say those words. So I did a real serious investigation of all the rappers, and they use language that's considered not acceptable. Yes. And believe it or not, the language that they're using creates wealth, like the word motherfucker. So I said it to my wife, motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. And so if you were to say that, the energy of it creates wealth. You know where the word fuck came from?
Mm-mm.
Fornication under crown king. Fornication under crown king. Yeah. So it's an acronym. So during the 13th century, the lords and rulers of the various villages in the world wanted to control the people. So they created a rule that they could have fornication, sex with anybody, even before the marriage, on the day of the marriage, and they did it to control the villages. So the word fuck was really created to control people. How do you like that? But it shifted, and it shifted. And so the reason I'm teaching your listeners is because with my 18-step program and everything in life, it's really about intention. Write that down, intention. Everything you say, whatever the intention is behind it. So if I say the word motherfucker, 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 my intention is to create wealth. So because my intention is very strong, guess what it does? It creates wealth. And imagine, I had my wife who grew up in an orphanage with nuns and Catholic running around the house going motherfucker, 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 but in Spanish. And it's the worst word supposedly in the Hispanic world, but it creates wealth. So listeners out there, if you have addictions and you're having problems in your life, what you need, change your intention. Yeah, behind everything you say. So let me ask you a question, Big D.
Yes, sir.
Are you a person who thinks all the time?
All the time. Yeah, I enjoy thinking in my spare time.
Okay. Guess what? I don't ever think about anything except ice cream, candy, cookies, sex. You know why? Because if your mind is filled with a bunch of bullshit and thinking, you're not allowed to receive the really solutions and answers that you want in your life. So most people suffer with addiction because guess what? They have a lot of mind chatter.
Thinking
Lots of it.
paralysis. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a paralysis. Thinking of all the bad things, thinking about things that somebody did 10 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever. So my 18-step program is about being committed. It's about being responsible in your life, making yourself number one. And so those intentions are the foundation of my 18-step program. And it's programmed. It's programmed. See, when the 12-step program, which has been a great program in the world, was created for alcoholics and drug addicts, the doctor didn't know how to program anything. He just had great intentions. He wanted to stop people and create a tribe. You know the word tribe, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's used a lot in the world. And that's another important thing out there, listeners, is in your life, create a healthy tribe. Do you have a lot of great friends?
Absolutely.
Okay. And what do you like most about your friends?
Their support. They're accessible. They're
Okay.
honest. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to teach you the biggest secret in living. Get rid of all your opinions, all your assumptions, and all your judgments. No opinions, no judgment, no assumptions. Because no human on earth, for years, I've had no opinions, no judgments, no assumptions. It's the only way you can be free. So in in having any addiction or living in this earth, do you have any friends who have a lot of opinions all the time?
Probably one or two, yeah.
Yeah. So if you like vanilla ice cream and I like chocolate ice cream, those are preferences. You're allowed to have preferences. Some people like tall women, some people like short women, some women like tall men, some women like short men. You're allowed to have any preference you want in life. It's healthy. But opinions, no. Opinions are like a ball and chain that's controlling you. Yeah. And you're dragging it around through all your life.
So use that ice cream, because, all right, now you're saying there's a difference between opinions and preferences.
Yes.
So what would an opinion look like with that ice cream example? You like chocolate, I like vanilla.
Okay. You know, anyone who likes vanilla is simple-minded. That would be opinion.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Or someone who doesn't like Ben and Jerry's Chunky Monkey. Have you ever had Ben and Jerry's Chunky Monkey?
No.
Yeah. So
I'm a sherbet fan more than ice cream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in Mexico a lot, so they have great ice creams. Believe it or not, you know what the best ice cream is made out of? Cactus. The flowers that grow on the cactus, it's made into ice cream. Delicious.
Nice.
And it's in a way it's like sherbet. Yeah. So that would be an example of an opinion. Yes. And people have a lot of opinions. They have opinions about Donald Trump.
Religion.
Yeah. Religion. About career path, races. Yeah. Yeah. When I was a little boy, there was only one color that I saw. That was green. Yeah. Yeah. Making money. Because when you're 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old and you're hungry, you want to make money. Yeah. So
do you know about the meaning of that painting you got back there? The praying hands?
Oh, the meaning of it?
Yeah.
Well, the joining of hands together, it's like joining souls together in my world. Yes.
There's a real big story behind that.
Okay.
Like the story of how that was actually created through
Okay.
Robert, or I forget his name, but it's an amazing story of two brothers that made a sacrifice for each other.
Okay.
You should really look into it. It's really a powerful story. I think you would really love it. The praying hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, praying hands to me has always meant, because it's always your hand in the hand of God. That's the real meaning of it. Because no matter what your listeners out there, and they think God isn't listening to them, if you have faith, God will listen to you. But you really have to have faith. Have you ever heard about empirical faith?
Can't be. Oh, no, I never heard of it.
Okay. What were you
Can
going to say?
people be addicted to religion also?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. I studied every religion that exists on earth. I became members of all the religions to better understand it. And I have several doctors as well as a medical degree. And I learned from really firsthand experiencing religion that there's an inherent weakness in religion. Yes. But believing in something bigger than yourself, everybody should. And I advocate everybody believing in something bigger than themselves. But organized religion has never been for me because it has too much structure. So again, when you grew up, did you have strict parents?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Okay. Did you ever say no to your parents, Big D?
Absolutely.
I never said no to my parents in my entire life. Do you know why?
Why?
Because when you say no, it creates conflict because it's negative energy. So I was taught by God to say yes always. So I'd go to my mom and dad, go, yes, mom, yes, dad.
Oh yeah, we have to say that. Yeah, I thought you
Yeah.
was talking about like no, like do you want to go with me to the store? No, I'd rather stay here. Something like that. Not
But
like
I,
you got to do the dishes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You got to say
yeah,
yes.
no, but I said yes because yes enabled me to have my freedom. So at 4 years old, I said yes. 5 years old, all through my life, I said
Okay,
yes.
nice.
And then I walked out the door, and guess what I did? Everything that I wanted to.
Right. Get
Yeah.
that quick yes in.
One day I drank 12 16-ounce bottles of pop. I thought I was going to explode. Yeah. I did everything. So many of your listeners have addictions.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. And, in a way, everybody's addicted. You could say that you're addicted to helping young people move forward in their life. I'm addicted to changing and transforming people's lives. So here's the interesting thing. Do you know what negative imprinted memory is?
No.
Okay. So
Say it again.
negative imprinted memory.
I have an idea. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So after this event is over, all your listeners out there, every one of your listeners is going to feel wonderful. You're going to sleep better tonight. You know why? I have this special gift. I'm removing negative imprinted memory from you. So people feel lighter, they feel happier, they feel more hope. And that's another thing. This is what I programmed into my 18-step program. Hope, HOPE, hope. Yes. And removing negative imprinted memory, it makes the person lighter. So I'm on radio and television.
And negative imprinted memory, you're talking about something that bad happened in the past,
Right.
and we're constantly remembering that.
Not necessarily just remembering it. It's imprinted in your soul.
Mm,
Horrible things get imprinted in people's souls. Have you ever had anybody on the show who had multiple personalities?
absolutely.
Okay. So what happens when something horrible happens in someone's life, they create something that they can transfer the pain to someone stronger than themselves. So they give that person, in many cases, another name. Yes. And that person has a lot of imprinted memory. So everybody out there in the world has negative imprinted memory. And it's not in the head. It's been imprinted in their body. Okay, in this lifetime, ask you a big question. Have you ever had a migraine?
Mm, a few, yeah.
Yeah. Horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, terrible.
Terrible. Okay. That's part of negative imprinted memory. So it takes the form of migraines, lower back pain, bad knees. Yes. It takes a lot of different colitis. So that energy goes into different people's parts of the body, but it's still the same thing. It's basically SHIT, shit.
Nah,
Yeah. And so I'm removing it as we're talking to all your listeners out there in the world, to you. And this is a gift I've had since a child. Yes.
what
To
is
be
your?
able, what is my, what?
I was curious to know what is your most commonly used curse word?
Most commonly used curse word.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Probably motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
And I say it to my animals. I go, are I, most of my animals are females, so they're bitches, peras. Yeah,
Peras.
yeah,
Peras.
yeah, peras. Yeah,
Peras.
yeah. So, but they wag their tail and they're kissing me. because my intention in saying any of those words, there's no energy, bad energy connected. What's your favorite curse word?
Mm. I probably say shit. Yeah,
Shit.
shit. I use shit a lot.
Yeah. But it's a good thing people shit. If you didn't shit, you wouldn't be living. Yeah. Yeah. So, I wanted to, in being on your show today, I really wanted to give everybody in the world a lot of hope. Yes. We're going to be soon out of this virus. Okay. And so, what this virus has done to the world, first of all, Mother Nature, she's really happy. Doesn't New Jersey look better than you've ever seen it before?
Beautiful. Absolutely.
Beautiful. And you never thought New Jersey could look like, you've been to Newark, right?
Absolutely.
Did it ever look beautiful to you?
Ah.
Probably not, right? But it does now. So, listeners out there, Mother Nature is really happy. That's a good thing. So, what I recommend for everybody in the world is really, really say to yourself, everything is normal, everything is normal, everything is normal. And we are going to be going into a recession. That's for sure. You know that, right, Big D?
Of course.
Yes. So, what's the solution for, I might as well give your listeners a solution so they can continue to create wealth and be happy, move forward in their lives, get married, find girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, wives, have children. Okay. The four major areas that are going to expand in the world, one of them is in the wellness. Yes. Wellness is going to be 1,000 times bigger than it's ever been because now people are really conscious of wellness. The other is environment. The industry of environment is going to go gangbusters. The other is education. Lots of opportunities in education. But here's the biggest technology. We're going to go in the world shortly in the next few years. 90% of all businesses in the world will be home-based businesses. 90%. So there'll be 10% bricks and mortar businesses in the world and 90% home-based. So everyone out there, stop shitting, stop worrying, stop being in stress, and just sit at your desk, take responsibility for your life, and start creating. There's so many great ideas. Are you an idea person, Big D?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year, I wrote 8 books and created 20 companies and did several thousand other things in 1 year. Unbelievable, right?
Nice.
So how was I able to do it? First of all, I take a lot of action. Part of getting out of your addictions that people don't, you have to have the proper routine. So let me ask you a big question. What time do you get up in the morning,
Around
Demetrius?
7. Around 7.
That's good. What time do you go to sleep?
Around 10. Around 10, 11.
Okay. So you're getting 8 hours of sleep.
Absolutely.
The biggest problem is not really addictions in the world. It's the lack of sleep. People don't have the energy. They don't have the clarity. They don't have the focus to move out of their addiction
I
because,
used to do that a lot. Though. I used to think like 3 hours, 4 hours is enough.
yeah,
I see what you're saying. That's true.
yeah, but it's the routine. So, okay, I have everything in my life, everything, wealth, love, you name it. You know why?
Why?
Going to teach you the big secret in life. Most humans were taught that the one who has the most toys wins. You've heard that expression, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. The one who needs the least wins. The one who needs the least. I don't need anything. I tell my wife all the time, I don't need love. I don't need anything. You know why? I am all those things. And when you are all those things, you get it in abundance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to walk out. I walk out and I have 11 animals and they're going to all jump on me at once. Yeah. And I don't need their love at all. And because I don't need it, they just love me to death. Same way with wealth. If you don't, or sex or whatever, if you don't need it, you're going to get it. Yeah. Neediness, it's like imprisons you. Yes. When you were young, you probably thought, "Oh, I want my mom and daddy to love me," right? Yeah. If your mother and father didn't love you, they probably weren't supposed to love you, so you could learn a big lesson. Yeah. You know the expression wearing big boys pants?
Yep.
So when I was 4 years old, I was wearing big boy pants. Yeah. So you just got to step into being a man or being a woman, being proactive. Create yourself a really great routine. I get up 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And I'm creating. And one day I do as much as most people do a week or a month in one day. Nonstop creation. Yeah. Let's get into the 18 steps. I'm going to read them to your listeners.
All right, let's do it.
So there are 18 steps to happiness and eliminating addictions and creating joy in your life. Okay. And that's an important word. To get over any addiction in life, any, whether it's cell phones, food, alcohol, drugs, internet, whatever it be, if you're not going to create joy, you're never going to get over addiction. Joy is the most important ingredient. You know, a person's life is like a great recipe. Was your mom a good cook?
Absolutely.
Yeah. She probably had great recipes, right?
Absolutely.
So if your life has a great recipe, you're going to have a great life. So number one, be committed to staying out of your head. Be committed to staying out of your head. Be committed to staying in the moment. Yes. If you're not in the moment, guess what? You miss at the moment. Yes. Be committed to believing in hope. Yes. Be committed to your growth spiritually, whatever that might entail. Doesn't make any difference what religion you're practicing. You can be free of addiction, but you have to be committed to your growth. Be committed to live one day at a time and get the most out of that day. Be committed to something greater than yourself. You know, lots of people who've been abused or have really hard addictions, they say, "Oh, I'm alone in the world." Were you ever alone in the world?
No.
I've never been alone in the world. Even when I was hungry. Yeah. I remember only having a Twinkie for dinner. It was a damn good Twinkie. Yeah. But it wasn't enough. Be committed to looking for the win in life. The win in life. You know, when I was a little kid, did you ever ride the merry-go-round?
Absolutely.
Okay. I rode the merry-go-round for one reason. You know what that was?
Why?
To get the brass ring. Because when you got the brass ring, guess what? You get to go on the merry-go-round again. Yeah. So part of my 18-step program is always looking for the brass ring. Yeah. That's going to be your savior. It has nothing to do with ego. It has to be the big word, deserving. Demetrius, do you believe you deserve everything?
Yeah, sure. Why? Yeah, of course.
Okay. I believe I deserve everything. And guess what? I receive everything. I'm going to give your listeners examples how you can use everything I talked about in real life and do special things. Be committed to liking you. I have a website called likingyou.com, Liking, and the letter U. And it's about self-esteem. You got to like you. Okay. How old were you when you first fell in love?
Probably in my 20s.
Okay. Was it important that that person loved you?
No.
Good. You know why? You know what's more important? It's more important that you love you,
Right.
and that other people like you, and that you like you. Like has a much greater consistent power. Yes. So you have to be committed to a purposeful life. This is a big one. This is a modern day necessity. You having this broadcast, this is part of your purposeful life, isn't it?
Absolutely.
This gives meaning to your life. So in an 18-step program, if you don't have a purposeful life, your life's gonna suck. Number 10, be committed to loving you. Gotta love yourself. Be committed to being kind to others. And here's a big one. Be committed to being of service to others. When you're making a lot of money, you're supposed to give the money. If you want love, you give love. If you want wealth, you give wealth. And so when you're being of service to others, that's an energy that resonates with any God. So no matter what religion you are in, if you're being of service to others, it resonates with your God. Okay? Here's a big one that you've never heard ever. Be committed to being all in. All in. 100% plus, 1,000%. Everything I do in my life, whether or not it's eating ice cream and playing with my dog, I'm committed and all in. I was on my street in front of my door, and I saw this pit bull, and he was eating garbage. He ran over to me, gave me a big hug. I've had a lot of animals in my life, a lot of dogs, but I never had a pit bull. And he sat on my front door for 8 hours straight and says, "You're my daddy." So, like when we rescue animals, and we rescue a lot of animals, we sent him to the veterinarian. He came back, and my wife kept on, she was afraid of him. She kept on saying, "He's biting me, he's biting me." And I says, "No, he's not really biting you. You just have this playful energy. So he's playing using his teeth." Now she learned to realize he's a big, giant love. So I do special things individually with all my animals. So Angel, the pit bull, is a real angel, and he loves ice cream. So he and I will sit down together, and I'll share my ice cream with him. And he's the only one that I do so. Because you make, like children, you make every child and every animal special. And so he would never bite me, ever, ever, ever. It's because of this connection. I love him, he loves me. He loves himself too. Yes. Be committed to allowing your soul to grow. Allow your soul to grow. Believe it or not, your soul is like a plant. You have to water it. You know how you water your soul? Powerful words. Powerful words. So here's a powerful word for you and all your listeners. Be the best version of your authentic soul self. Authentic soul self. The most powerful statement you can make. I am the best version of my authentic soul's self. Beautiful, right? Yes. Be committed to surrendering your ego is number 15. 16, be committed to being kind to yourself. Be committed to happiness and joy in your life. Number 17. But here's number 18. Be committed to the words and spirit of the 10 commandments and the consciousness of the God of the Most High and your divine soul. So, in life, what I'm basically saying in step 18 is there are rules in life. You know why there are rules? To keep you consistent and moving on. If we live in a world that had no rules, the world would have no foundation. Do you know an expression, the Christ consciousness?
No.
It's like the 10 Commandments. So this 18-step program has no connection with any religion whatsoever. It's universal. So no matter what religion you are in the world, you want to be committed to the words and spirit of the 10 Commandments, the consciousness, Christ consciousness, the consciousness of God, of the Most High, and your divine soul. And the most important is your divine soul. Yeah, because you really matter. You have to have this commitment, this consciousness to your own soul and know that you really matter. In the world today, you know, we have the highest rate of suicide in the existence of mankind in the world today. Do you know why, Big D?
No.
The biggest reason is young people are bombarded with media, and media is not giving them hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you, with your program, and people like you, and people like myself, hope is the greatest gift you can give anyone. Hope. The other greatest gift is wisdom. Yeah. The other greatest gift is your time. You listeners out there, if you don't have children in your life and you see a teenager or a young child that needs help, give up of your time. Yes. Give them hope. Teach them about powerful words. And so I'm going to give your listeners the most powerful word in the world today. You want all the teenagers, everybody who has addictions, to have an unbreakable spirit, an unbreakable spirit. Because going to a psychiatrist, going to a psychologist every day, for many people will maybe it won't work. But when your spirit is unbreakable, guess what? Addictions cannot live in an unbreakable spirit. Even the word, just say it out loud, unbreakable spirit.
Unbreakable spirit.
Yeah. Powerful, right?
Very.
Yeah. So addictions can't live in the energy of an unbreakable spirit. So I've started this movement in the world to create people at all ages, babies, young children, teenagers, young adults, elderly people, no matter what age you are, from 0 to 100. This is the time, because we live in a time of change and transformation. What's going to hold you together, the glue, is an unbreakable spirit. You know, during wars, World War I, World War II, the Korean War, soldiers developed this unbreakable spirit. In the 21st century, it's really what we need. So besides my 18-step program, which eliminates all the drama and emotional triggers, it also helps to set the foundation for an unbreakable spirit. Because all those words I programmed, You know what life also is about? I don't know if anybody ever taught you.
What is it about? Tell me.
Numbers.
Oh yeah, numbers. Yeah, okay, yeah,
Everything has to add up.
absolutely.
Everything has to add up. So 1 and 1 will always be 2. 2 and 2 will always be 4. But in most people's lives, the numbers don't add up. So 1 and 7 in their life doesn't turn out to be an 8. Yeah. And you know why it doesn't turn out to be an 8? Is because they just didn't believe, and they don't believe. They don't believe in themselves. Yeah.
Mm.
Did you have a hard time growing up as a teenager?
Not really. I was kind of just nah, not really. No,
Good. Strong personality?
very,
Yeah, that's good. Your dad and mom, strong people?
very,
Yeah. Your mom and dad have a lot of faith?
very. Yes, a lot.
See, I can tell. I can tell the energy of your words have a lot of faith. You don't say a lot of stuff, but when you say it, it has this depth of energy, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So
So
life is
as we're I definitely want to unpack this, and I know you're a busy guy, but I would love to have you come back to revamp, maybe have some questions from our Facebook audience about this
sure.
conversation. But these 18 steps, definitely something that I'm gonna embrace, and I'm gonna also be sharing. But as we're wrapping up, I just want to remind everyone, definitely go to likingyou.com. Also check him out. Check out Dr. Richard London on automatealife.com. I'm going to put all of that in the show details. Before we let you go, Dr. Richard, a lot of our listeners, our audience, are avid readers. If you can give us 3 book recommendations.
Well, in today's world, I wrote a book called Faith is Power
Okay.
and Laughing with God. It's important to laugh in every aspect of your life. I've talked about serious things, but I don't take anything serious in my life. There's a lot of laughter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I'm always laughing about it. I was at my mom's funeral and I was laughing. Yeah. Because death is a celebration. So, in the world today, the best, instead of reading a whole book, some people don't like reading whole books. Affirmations. Affirmations. Yes. Affirmations are really powerful. Let's see if I have a great affirmation here that I can share with the listeners. Hold on. Okay. Probably the best if
Be the
if you
best
want
version of my
the
authentic soul self.
yeah, yeah. Another one is in your life create great intentions. An intention actually has 7 faces. So next time I'm on your air, I'll tell your listeners. I'm going to send the exact copy of all the 18 steps, so you'll have a copy there.
Okay. And you said
Another
next time you come on, you'll talk about the 7 phases of intentions.
7 faces, yeah.
Faces.
Yeah, so imagine if your house had 7 foundations. It'd be a pretty sturdy house. So when you have 7 faces of intention, your life has 7 foundations. Isn't that wonderful?
That
Yeah.
is.
So there are a lot of secrets to life, but unfortunately, nobody tells you the secrets. You know why?
Because it's a secret.
Because they don't know.
Mm.
Yeah. So, listeners, if you want to be in the state of anything, be in the state of knowing, 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 knowing. Practice it, Demetrius. When you come in your office or go home, I'm in the state of knowing. Yes. And I live in that state of knowing. So the solutions come to you very easily when you're in a state of knowing. Instead of, imagine, doubt. That's a horrible word, doubt. Knowing is a positive. So all those teenagers in the world, if you knew more and you stayed in a state of knowing, you're going to be a happier teenager. Imagine being out and you're at a dance and you look at a girl and you go, I know she's going to like me. And you go up to the girl, she goes, hi, you look like you're a nice guy. Yeah. And you created that because you knew. You stayed in a state of knowing instead of a state of doubt. So the last thing I want to leave you listeners with is stay in the state of knowing. KNOWING. Great word. I love it. Big D.
Yeah, it's been real, Dr. Richard. It's been a pleasure. Like I said, we'll be staying in contact. I'll definitely get you scheduled for coming back on, but I do want to get people an opportunity to listen to this, ask some questions,
Sure.
and then we'll pick back up with the 7 Faces of Intentions. Other than that, till next time, guys, continue to be.
I love you, Big D.